Welcome to the first ever Mastering Tricking podcast, Tricking Talks. I just really wanted to talk to the community, talk to you guys about something that I saw, and I think a lot of you guys saw this too, because a lot of you guys are also big fans of Jordan Alexander, this amazing tricker who is currently based in Colorado. He's been based a few other places, and he is just phenomenal. Such a high skill level. He is one of my personal favorite trickers. I've even made a study sampler of him that I had to re-edit because I misspelled his name like a total idiot. But I'm learning from my mistakes, and Jordan has always been a really, really inspirational tricker to me. He's always been a really inspirational, just like, I like seeing diverse movement, and Jordan's use of transitions and other groundwork has always been just so cool to me. So he posted this onto Instagram 20 hours ago, and I just want to talk about it and have a discussion because this stuff is really important, really important. Yo, welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Tricking Nation. I'm really excited to be doing this and to be talking about this with you guys because this stuff is really important to me. This stuff touches me deep. So, Jordan said, ever feel like you wasted your life? Had a dream about being at my first gathering last night as if I was really in the memory again. A wild feeling to say the least. Upon awakening, I realized how proud I felt my dad would be by now. Because the first trickers I ever met, he met with me. And I'm happy to say they became my friends. And part of my story in tricking, and a part of my story in tricking, that I've accomplished so much more from the pros that many gatherings had, that I had surpassed the expectations of many. In reality, I'd taken nothing but a half step towards something sustainable for myself through tricking. I've been sponsored by countless tricking and non-tricking companies, all of which have fallen through due to the health of said companies, and I'm sure they were sad as well. So all in all, I've done nothing but mess around, explore my body in the world. Things I could have done in another passion while potentially taking a bigger step towards sustainability. Truly, I wish I spent all my time in dance and more in modeling, where I feel like I would have had the same ability to travel and meet people and had more financial backing, support from people, and believe I would have been in a better spot now. That's why I'm taking myself into those areas of life now. And we'll be shifting my focus to what's better for my future. This is my experience, a story I'm playing out and telling, maybe being aware of logistics while also staying aware of emotions would have been kind of better for me sooner. Like, this is a really powerful post from Jordan. And we're gonna dissect this and talk all about this. I just want to read that out fully for you guys because it's really important. And I'm gonna go through the comments real quick as well. Oh, good, you trained that leg swing. Let's go. Yeah, all of the drills are really good and you will be sore after. That is normal, that is totally natural. Yeah, let's go through these comments a little bit. We'll start from, there's no way to sort these. Instagram is a struggle. So, I hope you find success and stability in what you're looking for. Oh, Alex came in and said he knows for a fact that he is insanely proud. Jordan said, you will be one day. Little Ocean Child, you would fuck it up in the dance and performing arts world, and I totally agree. Real talk, I think Jordan Alexander is a phenomenal mover in his body. I think that he's just really, really good, to say the least. Better than me in so many ways, and in so many things. Like, the guy is really good. I think he'd do phenomenal in the dance world. Sounds like a beautiful story you're playing out from outside, or from my outside perspective. Jordan said he wishes he shared his story better. It only shines with beauty through darkness, and I totally agree. Like, if you put yourself in a vulnerable position like Jordan does when he posts stuff like this, it really does help people, and sharing your story does just have supreme value. And I'm trying to be better myself in mastering tricking about sharing my story. Feeling an experience is wasted is just as crucial as the experience itself. Once you see it clearly and deeply, appreciation will manifest through your thoughts, actions, and even dreams. You can't control the inevitability of time, and we can control how we grow with its course. Damn, this is wisdom. When I felt lost, I had to expand myself to understanding how to sustain my passions. It will require doing things you don't want to do, but they will lead towards something greater if you allow them. You got this, bro. I really like that comment. That comment is just some genuine, positive wisdom, and I really love that. I love when social media can be a really toxic place sometimes, but when someone comes through and just like, boom, positivity, that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference to everybody. So, thank you for saying that. Yo, Rashid! Rashid and I used to train at AR. I miss this guy so much. God. Gonna hit you up in a few months. You're trying to create an economy that supports movers and athletes like us, that focuses on expression versus rigid structures. Got things in the works that may be able to help people like us live the lifestyle we want. That's the thing, is we all just want to train and get better and learn from each other. It's a lifestyle of progression and mutual support that currently we're building towards. Tricking is a young underground sport that has a lot of room to grow, and each and every person is playing their part. And Jordana's done so much for this community. Aspen came through. Glad to see you know what you want out of life. I'm excited to see you chase that. I'm excited to see him too. That's the thing, is like when you see someone who's like excited to chase something, that's what you should do. You should support them. Even if it isn't like exactly what you thought they needed or they wanted to do. Your idea of someone's life is not theirs, and they need to live their idea of their life, because everybody's got one life to live. One life to live. Yo, Ashley Adams, Ashley Cash Money. I love how that's her tag. I just want you to be happy with whatever you choose to do, and I feel the same way. It's like everybody just has their own path, and if it diverts from the path that like of tricking, that's fine. That's fine. We all, even though you're like not gonna be as present in the tricking community as it sounds, that's fine. We're all gonna support you in the same way we did before, because dude, if you stop tricking, we're still homies. Like, that's how I feel about everybody I've met that I've shared these like really intimate exchanges at gatherings. Like, we are in this together. We really are. Because it's like, it's friendship, but it's not a localized friendship. And there's only so much we can do to individually touch each other each day. And like, social media does make that easy, but social media can also be hard sometimes. So it's like, it's a real struggle in tricking, and it's like, we all just want to support each other. And if our passions like diverge and shift, that's totally fine. We all just want to love each other. You know, Anthony came through and said the dark side of tricking. The beginning of an end. The dream of being a pro athlete. Like, here's the thing. Tricking does kind of have this dark side. It's like, we all train so hard and we earn these skills. Tricking is one of the hardest sports I can think of, and it is dangerous, yo. It has such like real life consequences when you fall or get hurt. And like, the rewards you get from gaining these skills are few and far between. And like, mastering tricking does not yield a financial reward for the people involved, even though like that would be nice. But I don't think the tricking community needs us rolling down in a Tesla. That said, we do want to do things that can support athletes. And like, I really want to host this big competition that we're planning, that we're thinking of, because I think it would really help each other. But that said, learning tricking and gaining tricking skills should be about getting the skills themselves and trying to be a better person through those skills and following a disciplined lifestyle through movement and expression and all of these things that don't lead to a big financial backing. Unfortunately, I think one day tricking will explode. Excuse me. And the financial support will come for the athletes. It's just a sport that is growing. It's growing. It's high risk, low reward right now. And that is a scary thing. Like, tricking is expensive as well. Not a lot of people think about this, but gym fees, injuries, medical costs, these things add up. And like, when it comes to getting sponsorships from tricking and non-tricking companies, it's a real struggle. Like the whole Meggings thing with Mastering Tricking did not work out. They are not a sponsor on our website anymore. Because like, you want to be tied to a healthy company that supports you and helps you do what you're trying to do. You don't want to be tied to someone who is going to hold you back. You just don't want that. You don't want that. Or you don't want to be wringed out like a towel to sell their products that are good products, but might just not be the best fit for the tricking community. So it's like these things are definitely growing and changing. And it's like the dark side, yo. We do all these things, but sometimes there's not a big reward. There's just not. And it's like, here's the thing. I need to clear my throat. I need to drink some water. One man podcast. Here's the thing. Like, there is a reward in tricking. I do, from Mastering Tricking, even though it's not like a big financial reward, I do genuinely think that we're helping people. And that inspiring others to move their bodies and to be healthier and to give a shit about their movement is really, really important. And I get DMs, people drop through in chat that they really feel something. They get motivated. And it's like being part of a community of people who move, support each other. That is what tricking is about. Not about making money, but supporting our athletes like Jordan, who are just super strong, super good, and just killing the game. We want that. We want that support to be there so that way they can continue to do what they are doing. Yeah, Rosby, yes. I know, the milestones are so important. They are hard to achieve, but you get something deep inside yourself from them. Like, being a healthy, athletic individual, there is no greater privilege in society than athletic privilege. Like, this is just me going on like a little bit of a rant here, because like, wealth is one thing, but health is a whole nother. If you can move your body well, then that is gonna change your life forever. You won't worry about parking at a far spot because you can just walk. That's okay. You won't have to worry about carrying your groceries because you can lift heavy things. If you're late, you can jog. If someone's running after you, you can jog. And worst case scenario, if you are strong, you will be better at defending yourself than if you are weak. And if you're good at movement and parkour, you can get out of there, which is always the best solution. Like, we are learning tricking for a reason. We're trying to be better people and develop our bodies and hopefully develop our minds as well. I know that myself personally, I struggle with ADHD. I struggle with anxiety. Yo, working out in the gym and just grinding my body down to a dust gives me such a peace of mind that I cannot describe to people. Like, it is something that no substance will ever bring. Like, I really believe that through movement, you can find a better lifestyle and a better happiness within your life, whatever that life may be. Whatever that life may be. Yes, you improve your balance. Yo, Avik, what is up? Yes, yo, I am with you. I think Jordan is gonna kill whatever he does in the future. This is such a love fest. It is sad to see people lose interest, but it's like interest will move and shift, and that's okay. It's okay for you to be really passionate about tricking one day and then a little bit less passionate about the next. I feel those things too. I'm just excessively disciplined in how I approach the sport and how I approach my lifestyle, because that's just how I am. That's just who I am. I want to continue moving forward even if I'm not feeling it, because one day I'll be feeling it and that'll make me feel better. Hey. Yeah, sleeping wrong will definitely get your ankle. Sleeping wrong and sleeping in a weird position will get your body so much. Like, overall health is so important for general athleticism. And good sleep is a big part of that, and it's something that I really struggle with personally. Especially the past few days. Ruth is killing an art project right now and doing really good. Duballs said, I have a lot to talk about in our next conversation. Yeah, and I love talking to Jordan. If you ever get the chance out there to talk to Jordan and like have a good sit down with him, he's a wise guy and he's got a lot to say, and it's something you should hear, because everybody's perspective is valuable. Everybody is. Yeah, what Anthony said, it's sad. It's like this dark side of tricking. Jordan responded, it's only sad if one desires more out of life, but never gets it because they are hyper-focused on what they loved. Facts. Can't put all your eggs in one basket. It's true. You want to live a whole, complete life. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And it's like, you don't want to lose yourself in the things you love, even if you're excessively passionate about them. Like, I love tricking desperately. But if it comes to the health and well-being of, like, Wilson, Ruth, my parents, their parents, my siblings, well, my sibling, my sister, those are the big things. And those are the big things, I think, for everybody. Like, heaven forbid, like, something really, really bad happened to my parents, I'd drop everything mastering tricking, and it would break my damn heart, and I'd struggle with it for the rest of my life. But taking care of what is really, really important is what this sport is about, and is what life is about, you know? It's like, even if Jordan, like, isn't tricking as much, he's still living a full life. And that's the most important thing. We need to support the other people in our community who are doing these important things and who are taking steps in their own lives. Like, I really want everybody who's here and everybody out there to just go give Jordan some love. Go give him some support. Because, like, that support is so meaningful. Now, I also want to pick apart some things in here that are, like, a little bit more specific. Tricking is a very underground sport, and it's very developmental in its process. The ability to, if you are a pro tricking athlete, there are a few things you will get. One, respect and admiration from the tricking community, because chances are, to be a pro tricking athlete, you need to be really good at tricking. Two, a very, very menial backing financially if you do the right things and if you work with the right people doing specific things. Like, I make AdSense on tutorials, but it's not that much. The most viewed video on my YouTube channel is not a tutorial, and it's only made, like, I think a few $100s, which is good, but that's the one big viral video. Most of my content is making literally $10. When I make a video like this, it's probably gonna make maybe $5 to $10 in AdSense. But what people get out of the communication, what they get out of the community is so much more valuable. When those people come to me and say they're more motivated to train, they're more motivated in the rest of their life because they learned this tricking thing. Like, it's really hard for me personally not to get lost in my love of tricking and not to put too much into this. And it's hard also because there's the entrepreneurial side and there's the athletic side. Because I also love training. I want to get better. I want to get stronger. But I want to build a business. I want to help this community sustain, and I want athletes to be supported financially, and I want myself to be supported financially for my family, and I want my loved ones to be supported financially, because that's dope. Yeah, it's like I really enjoy, and I get so much more out of helping people improve than getting money. And like, that's a struggle for me personally, and something that I deal with. But it's like, I think getting gratification with support is good. Like, if you look at something like Kojo's Trick Lab, that's how I want Mastering Tricking to grow as we progress and as we move forward and get more support from the community, and just our AdSense on YouTube grows, our just background financials start growing. Like, these things are really important. I want to host big competitions that give trickers money who are really good trickers. I really want to do that. But I can't do that without financial support from the community. And if the community doesn't have that financial support, we can't do it. We can't do it. It's not like me personally. And I say this as a very personal thing. I know that this is not how everybody feels. This is probably not how Ruth and Wilson feel, so this is not how I act in Mastering Tricking for the most part. I am really humble in my living. I am very fine just eating what I need to eat, which is typically like a lot of protein, a little bit of carbohydrates, and a good amount of fat. And I can usually get that with very low money because it's just like rice. Rice is like the big carbohydrate of my life, and rice is cheap. Rice is cheap. Getting like, don't get me wrong, like, I tried to get like organic game meats and things that, like the other day I went and got pho with extra tendon because like I'm trying to heal up this wrist. But it's like, even then, it's not. Getting pho is $10. Now, Mastering Tricking is definitely not making enough to support a full family lifestyle. But I do hope it will get there one day. And once it does, I really want to give that money back to the community as well. Because my personal, what I need to live is very, very menial. I'm a very humble guy. I would much rather spend a night meditating and stretching than going out to a fancy restaurant or going out to the movies or even playing a really good game for the most part. And that is like, that's just me personally. That's one of the reasons why, like, when I'm doing stuff with Mastering Tricking, I really try to leave a little bit in there so that way I can also train, I can also eat, I can also take care of myself. These things are very, very important. I really do think the financial side of tricking will improve over time. I think every sport has its time. Parkour, I think, unfortunately kind of had its time and is now leveling off in its like mainstream awareness. Like, you'll see it, if you look at like the graph of parkour popularity, there's a big bump and then it drops over time. Actually, we can go to Google Trends right now. We're gonna go to Google Trends. Google Trends is a website that will help you learn like what people are interested in at certain times. It's basically Google tracking their search history. And this is really good for Mastering Tricking. So if you look up parkour, I can't spell. If you look up parkour and you look up the interest over time, We're not gonna go past 12 months. We're gonna go like years back. We're gonna go years back. Yeah, like World Chase Tag is another thing. That's a great example of something that like, yeah, look at the graph of parkour over time on Google Trends. It is a very slow uphill grind, a level off in society and popular culture. This is like viral Minecraft videos, stuff like that. This is when Team Farang was like just making so much content. Jason Paul was vlogging each and every day. And then you can see it kind of leveled off in mainstream popularity. Here, let me get out of the way so you guys can properly see the graph. You can see it kind of levels off in mainstream popularity. And it's like, this is kind of sad, but parkour as a sport kind of started in the early 2000s. We're looking at something that was able to jump right into popular culture really, really fast. And now if we compare parkour to tricking, which is associated with martial arts currently, because that's how Google does it. Look at that. Look at the comparison. Tricking is slowly growing over time, but it's got a long way to go. It's got a long way to go. If we zoom this into a little bit more of the present, the past 12 months, we'll see a very different graph. No, it's kind of the same. And you'll see tricking gets little bumps in the data. If we can remove parkour real quick. Just gonna get that out of the way so we can look at tricking. Parkour, or tricking, very much correlates in popularity with pandemics and with sunlight. In the summer, tricking does really well. People are outside, they're training. In the winter, people are not training that much. People are like indoors, they're hunkered down. This is like wintertime, summertime. So tricking does have a natural bump and it is growing, but tricking gets hit so bad with the pandemic. Like tricking was growing a lot more early on in like the 2000s, like this era right here. This bump in the data was the US tricking tour right before the pandemic. Tricking was really on a good trend, and then we kind of leveled off as people were hunkered indoors. So it's like, I do think tricking will have its time. And if you compare these two graphs to something like gymnastics, which is just an ancient sport compared to tricking, it only gets a bump during the Olympics. No one cares about gymnastics until there's the Olympics. And it's a tragic, tragic thing. Look at this graph. Look at that Olympic bump you see each year. It's like people very much get really interested in gymnastics and then it just dies. And you can see, if I get out of the way, gymnastics is going nothing but down. Unfortunately, if you look at each of these bumps over time, gymnastics is not looking good. So I do think there's room for a movement discipline to come in. And that said, if you compare gymnastics to something like dance, oh my god, it doesn't even compare. Dance is so popular. That said, dance, if you look at it, since 2004, is going down in popularity. Hydrate. Yes, sir. Someone in chat just told me to hydrate. And I've been like screaming at a camera for 30 minutes. So thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, so you can see, unfortunately, dance is going down in popularity as well. It's like movement is just going down as people are hunkered indoors. That said, I do think movement sports and these things are gonna bump up again, but after a little bit of time. You think movement's overrated? I think movement is highly underrated in all its forms. In all its forms. Yo, and we can add one more thing to this graph, because recently I've been doing a lot of rollerblading. Aggressive. I can't spell aggressive. We'll just look up roller skates, because that's what Google wants. Roller skating doesn't even compare to the two. Roller skating was big in the 90s. It's big in the 90s. So it's like you'll see naturally every sport grows and falls with time. Personally, me, myself, I'm kind of locked into tricking at this point. I don't mind, and I will on occasion, use my tricking skills for other things if the opportunity arises, but seldom does it arise. It's not like Marvel's hitting me up. Don't get me wrong, I check my inbox. I'm keeping my inbox locked in, but Marvel's just not hitting me up. I would love to be able to do something like that, but I give so much to tricking as the sport. It's hard for me to diverge into too many other things. And you know what? This is a great comparison, because if you look up both of these to what my parents do, which is Ninja Warrior. So you can see Ninja Warrior has a big bump with the TV show. Every time there is a big popular season of American Ninja Warrior, there is a big bump. But unfortunately, as you guys can see, Ninja Warrior is kind of stabilizing within popular culture. And once something stabilizes within popular culture like gymnastics does, it needs a big external influence like the Olympics to bump it up again. Like, you can even see it's just, unfortunately, it's dropping with time. Like, I'll get out of the way so you guys can see the full graph. Look at that. Unfortunately, Ninja Warrior is going down as well. Like, it's hard for movement disciplines to get big. It's really hard for movement disciplines to get big. And once they get big like Ninja Warrior, they tend to drop off because movement disciplines are hard. Things like dance, gymnastics, acrobatics, Ninja Warrior, rock climbing is going to be so much harder than like gaming. Or like, don't get me wrong, gaming in professional League of Legends is really, really impressive. But it's like, there's the risk of breaking a finger that will put you out of your athletic career for the rest of your life, but you're not risking paralysis each and every day you train. It's a big difference. Big difference. Have I ever done a trick you thought I would never do? Yeah, of course. My big tricks when I started tricking, and this is like why I trick. This is a big like why I trick kind of personally moment real quick. Here, I need to put something into OBS. Yeah. I'm gonna put last night's session in. It's not last night's session, this is the megging session. I need to put in a new thing here. I need to put a new thing in here for Twitch. But like, here's the thing. My big goal tricks when I started tricking were snafu swipe, box cutter, and double cork. Then I became a triple corker. Then I learned triple full. Then I learned full D-leg twist. Then everything exploded in my mind, and I realized there was so much more to learn than just these skills. I just need to go here. This is actually where I needed to go. There was just so much more to learn than just these skills, these few basic skills in the beginning. And it just blew my mind that I could do these things that I never thought possible. And that's the feeling I want to spread with tricking, is growing your confidence, becoming a better person, feeling better about moving your body. And if we can get some sort of like financial backing for tricking athletes, if we can get them the support that they need, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. Because that is the goal. That is one of the big goals of mastering tricking. But like, mastering tricking has so many goals. There's so many things we want to do, and we're just chipping away. We're chipping away at this mountain. And that's just how you have to do it. That's how Kojo does it. That's how Travis Wong did it. That's how every entrepreneur has to do it. You chip away at this mountain of different things for your community and your people in the hopes that they will also be able to support you as you do this work. Because they think and you think that that work needs to be done. I really still think people need to learn tricking and get better and learn how to train sustainably and safely as much as they need to get interested in tricking. And it's like, that is my big thing that mastering tricking is a balance with. I have to balance how much I am teaching tricking to those who already know the sport and understand it, to how much I am getting people interested in tricking through outside media and maybe more kitschy content that is a little bit more geared towards like just getting people interested and involved. I do wonder how many esports players deal with like, I know carpal tunnel is a serious thing, and I follow a professional Melee player, I followed them a lot more when I was younger, but named Hacks Money, who got a really crazy injury playing Super Smash Bros. Melee. Like, injuries do happen. And it's like, I would love for everybody who's able to triple cork to immediately get a Tesla when they land triple cork. But that's not how the world works, yo. That's not how shit works. Having your skills means nothing if you do nothing with them. And it's like, what I try to do with my skills is inspire, educate, motivate, do things like that. And I've found a real like calling for that. I've found that that is something I really like doing, and I think it really adds benefit to other people's lives. And it's some people in tricking really struggle with finding what they're going to use their tricking skills for. Because it's like the world is open with so many opportunities and so many different things. Like, you could be a professional gymnast. Jordan could easily, with his athleticism, be a gymnast, be a dancer, be a professional mover in any career he wanted. And I believe that to be true of almost every tricker of that skill level. Once you throw a dub-dub, chances are you're pretty damn athletic. You're pretty strong. You will be good with manual labor at the very, very least. Yeah, like, here's the thing about being an athlete. Every athlete who is strong can, worst case scenario, manual labor that shit out. Pick some things up, put some things down. There's always people who need things picked up and put down. Now, that's no way to live your whole life, and it really isn't. But it's like, everybody just has to find whatever their balance is. And if Jordan's able to find that balance through dance, through doing something like modeling, then that's awesome. That's awesome. Yo, real talk. There are tricking athletes and tricking pros who are porn stars. Or maybe not porn stars, but who have done like that sort of thing to make some money. So it's like, everybody's got a different way to go with life, and I'm not here to judge. I'm really not. I'm just doing me. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to like observe and try and help people do whatever they want to do with their lives. You know, that's just where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Is it possible to use tricking for self-defense just like a martial art? Yo, God no. God no. Tricking is like the most pacifistic, unusable discipline in the world. You will be strong enough to get away and run fast, but even then, you're better off learning parkour if you're just trying to run. No, tricking is not for self-defense. Like, tricking really, at its core, is for self-development. That is what I believe and what I strive for. I try and push tricking for the same reasons why I got into martial arts as a child. For people to get more confident, get more motivated, find a little bit more structure in their lives, and find an athletic pursuit that suits their body. If someone's athletic pursuit shifts once they've learned the discipline and kind of the life lessons that come from tricking, I'm fine with that. I'm so supportive of that. I don't expect everybody's interests to be locked in for their entire life. I just really don't. I expect everybody to live their full life, because living your full life is way more important. And for me, my full life involves playing with my cats, meditating, and training. I might play a little bit of video games. I like hanging out with my friends who are like, I love seeing my loved ones and talking to them. That is like, that's where I'm at. That's just where I'm at in life. Everybody's got different life things.